When most people think of Lindbergh, words such as kindness, success, hope, and education often come to mind. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just your average suburban high school. However, behind this deceptive mask of positivity, Lindbergh keeps a dark secret that few fully know about. Boys' bathrooms. By now, you may be wondering, what is so special about boys' bathrooms? Why would anyone want to film a documentary about that? My answer lies in my past. For me, what would be a life-shaping event occurred in one of Lindbergh's very own bathrooms. I was only in 7th grade. It was just a normal day, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I went. I opened up the stall door, dropped my drawers, and sat down on the seat. It was at that moment that I realized I had made my mistake. As I heard the whoosh come, and I was like, did it come early? But I knew that couldn't be it. And then the smell hit me. Oh, that wretched smell. The smell of tomato. It was ketchup. I looked down only to find that my legs, rear end, and almost everything in sight was covered in ketchup. I didn't know what to do except cry, so that's what I did. I sat there for the next 30 minutes and just cried my eyes out. I couldn't get up and wash off in the sink because, that'd be weird. So I tried to wipe off as best as I could, but the smell stuck to me. I didn't go back to class that day. I just sat in the bathroom for 3 more hours until lunch came, and then I called my mom to go home. Now, that didn't just ruin my day. That innocent prank, which someone probably thought was very funny, not only ruined my day, but it ruined my entire month. In fact, I never even used the bathroom for the rest of that school year. This incident would also inspire me to create this documentary, which digs deeper into Lindbergh's darkest secret, boys' bathrooms and what goes on inside of them.
My name is Eric Turner. I'm an assistant principal at Lindbergh High School. My experience with boys' bathrooms are that they're disgusting, and we have some students who like to hang out in them, seemingly for fun. Probably they are engaging in behaviors that would not be done out in an open place. I would say that 95% of our students treat our facilities really, really well. We have a few students who don't, and that's frustrating, but I would say that the vast majority of students do handle our facilities very well.
And if you were able to share this, what is the worst thing you've seen done to a boys' bathroom by a student?
The most maddening thing is we had an issue last year where some students were dumping they were ripping the soap bags off the wall and dumping them out on the floor, and it made, like, our custodians had to go and clean it up, and it would take a long time to clean up, and it was just maddening because you're just being a jerk, like you're just making somebody else's day worse. And I don't know who, I got a pretty good idea who was doing it.
Yeah, I did it.
We've not had that issue this year that I know of. Hopefully that continues.
My name's and this is my confession. I asked my teacher, hey, can I go to the bathroom? Says, yeah. So I go to the bathroom. I tell, hey, start recording, man. This is gonna be funny. So he pulls out his phone. He starts recording. I smack the soap dispenser holder so that it opens up. I grabbed the soap box, and then with my right hand into the second stall, the one all closest to the wall, I hucked the soap bag into there, and it explodes everywhere, and it was really funny. And then after that, we all just went back to class. We kept doing it just day after day because, you know, they kept replacing the soap because the bathrooms need soap. He asked me what we did, and I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll keep an eye out for it. And that's how I got away with it, you know?
It's just maddening because you're just being a jerk. Like, you're just making somebody else's day worse.
While some students' actions can have an effect on both the custodial staff and administrators, many more actions of students can affect other students and their ability to use the restrooms.
I walked into the bathroom one time and I could smell a not pleasant smell in the bathroom, and I peeked my head through and I saw that there was feces all over the wall in the bathroom stall and smeared all over the toilet seat. That day I had to use the restroom, didn't even use the restroom. I said, nope, that's disgusting, and I walked out.
So I walked into the bathroom and I need to take a massive dump, and there's a soap dispenser just chilling inside the toilet, and I was like, no, I have to go. And so I just lay a fat dookie right on that soap dispenser.
Do you feel bad about it?
Why would I?
As we interviewed more people, we continued to find that the most common reason for people to be discouraged from using the bathroom was the poor conditions other students were creating in those bathrooms with their waste.
For the most part, they're okay, but then every now and then you'll go in and the floor is just completely covered in pee, just out of nowhere. Like, some kids just don't know how to aim. It's just mind-boggling. This makes my shoes very dirty, and it makes me like squeak around the hallways, and it's just very disgusting overall. And like, I dislike those kids, because like, to miss all the way towards the sink, the complete opposite direction, I believe they would have to.
Earlier this year, I go into the stall and see what I find. I find a massive, giant lump of watery liquid was on the floor, and only a small portion was on the toilet. After that, I simply walked out of the bathroom and I held it for 3 hours, and it was bad. It looked like diarrhea. It was terrible.
Additionally, we found that other behavior occurring in the bathroom was discouraging students from using the facilities.
There'll be times where I walk into the bathroom that's in the 20s hallway, and there'll be like 10 to 12 guys in there, and they'll all be like just ripping a jewel or two. And it always makes me super uncomfortable because they'll be standing right next to the urinals, so I'll have to leave, you know, like I don't want to pee there. And then I'll try to go to the 400s bathroom where my next class is, and then that'll be locked, so then I can't go pee, and it's really just a pain, you know, because like sometimes I'll just be sitting in class and I'm like, man, I really need to go pee, but I couldn't go pee, you know.
It was a fall day, probably pretty cool outside. I decided to go to the bathroom, and you know, I used the restroom, and I hear some giggling coming from one of the stalls, and I'm like, that's weird, that doesn't sound like a guy. And I look under the stall, and I see 2 pairs of shoes. One standing facing the stall, another on the toilet seat facing the opposite way. And I was like, that seems pretty suspicious to me. So I get Carlos, and we try and be a little bit silent, you know, see if we could find anything going on. We hear some noises, some not so good noises coming from that stall. And so we decide we're gonna leave and just wait outside and see who comes out. About 5-10 minutes later, a girl comes out, and then about 2 minutes later, a guy comes out. There was some oral intercourse happening in the boys' bathroom. I did not want to go back into that bathroom again.
So there's this one time I was walking out of the boys' bathroom, and I looked back and they were pulling the mirror off the wall. I think they were just doing it to be stupid. That mirror has not been replaced.
In general, we found that the reason students weren't using the bathroom is because they felt uncomfortable or unsafe in these areas of the school. In a recent survey taken by Lindbergh School students, it was found that 66% of students have been looked at by other students while using a urinal. Many students also claimed that being looked at affected their self-confidence in a negative way and made them feel uncomfortable to use a urinal. When asked, "Do you urinate in the stalls?" 36.5% of the male student body responded yes, while 42.3% said that they sometimes did. Many students' reasoning for this was that the stalls provided more privacy than the urinals did. However, many students also responded that their reasoning for urinating in the stalls was something called the bro code. In order to better understand what this meant, we interviewed bro code expert Jonathan Bay.
Well, so there's a row of urinals, only you can't go next to anybody, and if you're going at a mind your own business and look straight ahead. But there has been people going next to me and it's very awkward. The stream's always nice and steady.
When given the opportunity to share their opinion on school bathrooms, many took the time to write in great detail what they believed. One student wrote, "Cleanliness is the biggest issue. Downright disgusting how people leave the stalls." Another wrote, "I want clean bathrooms with no pee on the floor." Another wrote, "I just moved here from Bethalto, Illinois, and the bathrooms at Lindbergh are the most disgusting and rundown bathrooms I have ever used in a school." One student also wrote, "The bathrooms need higher adult foot traffic or some sort of regulations because way too many times there have been people vaping, drawing, members of the other gender in the bathroom, urinating, and even leaving used condoms on the floor and on toilets on 2 separate occasions. Not a comfortable place to do your business, especially when that's the only place available." We asked the male student body if they believed that there was a toxic culture to the boys' bathrooms. Not surprisingly, nearly 50% of the school answered yes. While some may blame administrators or teachers for the creation of this toxic culture, it is truly our own doing. We must demand more of each other. We must expect better and hold each other accountable for our own actions, because ultimately, we are only hurting ourselves. We need to stop
Just being a jerk.
and doing things
To be stupid.
and we need to start treating ourselves and others with the respect that we all deserve.
More seats. We just sold out all the floor seats.
Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me